Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Swati Joshi. The Modi government's latest move to amend the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act or FCRA has sparked a fresh political showdown ahead of 5 state elections. With Congress MPs leading a protest at Parliament's Makar Dwar, holding a placard that read, "Stop targeting NGOs and institutions." They also raised FCRA amendment Vapas Lo slogans inside the Parliament. Opposition resorted to ruckus and sloganeering as well. They are fuming over the FCRA amendment bill that seeks to tighten the rules around how NGOs handle foreign funding. The outrage continued even after Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju told the opposition that the bill won't be taken up today.
मैंने कांग्रेस के वरिष्ठ नेताओं को कल भी बताया, आज भी बताया कि आज FCRA बिल जो लिस्टेड है वो कंसिडरेशन के लिए टेकअप नहीं किया जा रहा है। और दूसरी बात, FCRA को लेकर के गलत फहमी जो फैलाया गया है केरल में, ये ठीक बात नहीं है। नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, नेशनल इंटरेस्ट, इसका ध्यान में रखते हुए पैसा का गलत इस्तेमाल ना हो, इसका निगरानी के लिए एक अच्छा कदम रहा है और यही सरकार कर रहे हैं। किसी धर्म के खिलाफ नहीं है, किसी संगठन को टारगेट नहीं किया जा रहा है। यह केरल में चुनाव को देखते हुए कांग्रेस और कम्युनिस्ट वालों ने गलत बात को फैलाया गया है। The Congress and Communist Party are misleading the people of Kerala.
Now, at the heart of this controversy is a key amendment that allows the creation of a designated authority. What will this designated authority do? Well, it means that if an organization loses its FCRA license or if it gets cancelled, is surrendered or seized, the center can step in, appoint an authority and take control and management of its funds and assets. The government argues this closes legal gaps and prevents misuse. But the opposition, including Congress and left, are up in arms. The opposition says this is the state entering spaces it never controlled before. Leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, also went a step ahead and dragged in the RSS. He said the FCRA amendment bill gives a decisive advantage to the RSS in accessing funding while leaving charitable and other community welfare organizations at the mercy of the center.
Now suddenly we notice that an FCRA bill has been brought in. And what is interesting is there is only one organization that can get money from abroad. No other organization can get money from abroad except the RSS. Mr. Modi can get finance from abroad through Mr. Adani, and the RSS can get finance from abroad. Nobody else can get it. What is so special about the RSS? That they have special rules for them. They spread hatred, they spread anger, they divide people. So that is the way the BJP functions. Everything is done for Mr. Adani and Mr. Ambani or for their political organization. We do not work simply for our organization. They don't care about the people, they only work for their organization.
The government is now countering the narrative pushed by the opposition. They are accusing Congress and left of deliberately misleading and fear-mongering over the FCRA amendment. Government says that the new provisions are being misread deliberately to create a false impression that the center is moving to take over NGOs and even religious institutions. The government's response is straightforward, that this is not a takeover law. This is a regulatory framework. So let's break down the details. Let's tell you the provisions that are being included, what really is being amended here. Now, this is what the FCRA Act 2010 says. It regulates foreign funding to NGOs and other institutions. As far as the amendment bill is concerned, the center can appoint a designated authority. That's where the entire controversy begins. 2010 Act ensures money doesn't get misused. The amendment bill says if FCRA license is cancelled, the authority can step in and the authority can take charge. FCRA Act 2010 says no misuse for anti-India activities. The amendment bill says the authority can take control of funds and assets as well till the license is renewed. The Act says, and it came into force on the 1st of May 2011. As far as the amendment bill is concerned, it can manage and also supervise foreign funding. So a designated authority can step in and take control till the license is renewed. As far as the Act is concerned, 16,000 organizations were registered, can temporarily control properties. So the amendment bill says in case the licenses are cancelled or they cease to exist or are surrendered, the designated authority can also temporarily take control of the assets. Annual funding inflow as far as the Act 2010 is concerned is 22 crores per year. The amendment bill says if license is restored, the assets can be returned. They'll be returned once the license is renewed. There is a clause that has triggered the biggest outrage, and that is a special clause, 16A subsection 7. This one deals with places of worship. The law says if such assets are involved under the purview of the FCRA and if its license is cancelled or surrendered, then once again, the designated authority can hand over the management or operation to a person in a manner to be prescribed. That will be decided later. It also mandates that the religious character of that place has to be maintained. The religious character must be maintained. It cannot be changed. The government says there are safeguards. The opposition says this opens the door to control. And that's where the politics kicks in. In poll-bound Kerala, both the left and the Congress are calling this a targeted move against minority institutions.
I think it's a terrible bill. How can the government take on the right to confiscate schools, hospitals, orphanages built over a century by church groups? And I'm a Hindu, but I have gone to church schools, I've gone to Christian schools. I know the social service they are doing. The government has no right to take over such schools and colleges. It is wrong. This amendment must go to a standing committee and be studied more carefully.
This government is prone to weaponize the laws in order to stifle opposing voices and civil society. Like they have weaponized the PMLA, now they're attempting to weaponize the FCRA. By weaponizing the FCRA, by giving it draconian powers, they will stifle civil society. They will have a chilling effect on NGOs, which are giving voices to the marginal communities.
The government is having a political agenda. They wanted to take away the rights of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBCs. And those organizations which are working for them, they wanted to stop their resources. This is a very sad part and agenda of the BJP to stop those organizations which are helping our poor people. And we will, opposition, particularly Congress party, will not allow this to happen. Congress party has asked all the Kerala MPs and Tamil Nadu MPs to be present here, and we will oppose the bill vehemently and we will not allow the bill to be passed today.
मैं चाहती है कि सरकारी संस्थाएं हो चाहे गैर सरकारी संस्थाएं हो, इनके मन मुताबिक चले, इसीलिए ये अमेंडमेंट बिल लेके आ रहे हैं। फॉरेन रेगुलेशन बिल आ रहा है कंट्रीब्यूशंस का। मैं समझती हूँ ये भी कहीं ना कहीं गैर संस्थानिक संस्थाएं जो अच्छा काम कर रही है उस पर निकल कसने का काम है सरकार कर रही है। पूरी तरह से लोकतांत्रिक है ये जो किया जा रहा है और पूरी तरह से मेंटेन में सरकार सब संस्थाओं को चलाना चाहती है।
So the opposition says that the government wants to run these institutions, and that's where the problem lies. Now, in wake of the elections and the concerns that have been raised, the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and these are the highlights. He says powers to authorities are concerning and that there are apprehensions as far as the authorities are concerned, apprehension over sweeping powers that will be given to the designated authority. Concerns can't be called baseless. He also says that there are existing laws that can tackle misuse. So what is the need for the amendment? That's what he implies. Also goes on to say that this could adversely affect the institutions, and he's also specifically concerned about religious groups and minorities. He says there is a certain concern among the religious groups and minorities as well. He is demanding the Prime Minister's intervention in the matter. So this is Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, whose primary demand is that the bill be withdrawn. He is also seeking the Prime Minister's intervention. Now, the Bharatiya Janata Party has hit back at the opposition, saying that this law is only for those who misuse foreign funds and that transparency cannot be negotiated.
Congress and the CPM want to make more of it, then it is politics. It is 9 days to election and they will manufacture a controversy. But for anybody who tries to understand FCRA, it simply says this reform, it simply says this: if you have given some reasons as part of your FCRA application and you violate those reasons and misuse the money that you have received from abroad, then it will amount to almost tantamount to money laundering, and therefore you will be running afoul of the normal laws like Money Laundering Act. That is what this reform is about.
70 साल से वोट बैंक बनाया, अभी उनको डराते धमकाते हैं। नरेंद्र मोदी जी के भारत में सबका साथ सबका विकास और किसी को अपीज नहीं और किसी को टीज नहीं। जो भी कानून के दायरे में रह के काम करेगा भारतीय नागरिक, उसके लिए खुली फजा है, वो मिनॉरिटी हो या मेजॉरिटी हो।
They have got a lot of illegal funding before, and the government has stopped that funding. This funding used to come before the FCRA Act was enacted many years back in terms of conversion of people by giving money or many other institutions which are not really working in the national interest. We don't want to bring in money which are working against the national interest. Many of those Maoist institutions are also funded from international money. And therefore, it was about time that we protected our national interest. And the opposition is clearly worried because some of that money also went to them. And I think this is entirely right that we stop that money.
So you heard what both sides have to say, and at the moment we are joined by Congress MP Hibi Eden. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for giving us your time. Now, Mr. Eden, the opposition has a concern. The opposition says that this amendment bill is being brought so that the government can curb minority rights and tighten its control over institutions. But is it not also true that there are a lot of NGOs that have been misusing the funds they receive, which was widely reported as well?
See, it is not just about minorities. There are many international organizations who have been working in this country for the past many decades. And wherever our political organizations or the governments or the local self-governments are not able to reach, these institutions have led their support to them. For example, Bharat Ratna Award winner Mother Teresa, in Calcutta, she worked between the leprosy patients. And the missionaries of charity was doing an excellent work throughout the country. But in 2021, I myself have written a letter to Amit Shah when the FCRA was cancelled. My point here is very clear. There is a bank account which is being controlled by the government of India. Every organization who has an FCRA license has to be registered or have a bank account in the SBI, State Bank of India, in the Parliament Street branch. And through that system, using the KYC, using the Aadhaar card, the government can track all kinds of money which is coming to this country, and how it is spent is something which they can monitor. The government have systems and sources to do that. But unfortunately, this particular amendment which is going to come, due to any technical reasons, any glitches, the renewal is not possible in the particular frame of date. They can take over the institutions is a draconic law. And the bureaucrats can definitely show this as a vendetta, or the governments can bring these organizations under control. If you look at Kerala, in a specific way, the state in the sector of education and healthcare has progressed so much in the last many years. Right before the pre-independent movements, we have gained a lot of attention. So these institutions have been started, and there are sources of funding from the foreign countries, which have been utilized pretty well. So you can control or guide the activities of the organizations who are misusing it. But the law as such is going to hurt the minority institutions in such a way, the orphanages, the girls' education centers, the hospitals, the many differently abled institutions, the Karunya Bhavans, all will get affected by this particular law, by this particular amendment. So our request is to kindly to withdraw the FCRA amendment, which would not be in the interest of the minorities. After the Waqf amendment law, I think this is a law which would definitely hurt the sentiments and the working pattern of many different organizations throughout the country.
So you're saying there will be an adverse impact. The government says this is being done to plug the gaps that are created when the license is cancelled, seized or surrendered. So what's wrong if the amendments propose to address that?
No, it is clearly to control the institutions. See, if you go to Northeast, if you go to Chhattisgarh, if you go to Jharkhand, in the tribal area, in the Naxal area, there are many institutions which are working. There are many institutions which are providing education. All these institutions have major lands and buildings and assets in these areas. The RSS Sangha agenda is to take over these assets in the future. You have seen in the past 11 years how many incidents have been reported, how many law and order situations have been raised when the Bajrang Dal and the RSS workers have attacked the church, the institutions, the constitutionally the rights for their prayers, where nuns and priests have been attacked vehemently. So these are times when they were in distress, and when the law is in place, when you have a legal sanctity support, they would definitely make sure that these institutions are taken over by the concerned authorities. So we believe that this is to disturb.
Okay, but you're citing incidents of law and order. Now, the BJP itself, as you know, is trying to woo the Christian community in Kerala. So why would it be proposing a bill that will hurt their interests, especially just before the elections?
Why did they not present the bill today? Why did they go back from the bill today? Why was not it discussed in the parliament today? Because of the state elections, the state president of BJP, the candidates of BJP made sure that this is not introduced before the Kerala Assembly elections, so that whatever they are expecting can happen. So this is the control the BJP is going to have over these institutions.